Welcome to Raw Podcast. My name is Scott Harrigan, host of the show. And today we have episode 2 of...
What's on your mind, Duff?
What's on your mind this week, Duff?
Soccer, hockey, and car racing.
Hockey, car racing.
Soccer?
Oh, God. You talk about the Canadian...
Yes.
What do you think about that double yellow card on that guy that got shot? Did you see him get shot? There was a sniper.
The guy,
There was a sniper, and he nailed him from the cheap seats.
Yeah.
And he went down. But
he got back up and ran down the field.
He did. It was like the magic bullet in Texas there, where with JFK. Yeah. It took a curve.
Yeah.
It hit him. It just grazed him enough for him to go.
That's one of the reasons I don't like big league soccer, because of the play acting that goes on.
Well,
my dad used to say, "Oh, it's a sissy sport. Play rugby."
Oh, yeah, that's in the old days when you get away with that shit.
Yeah.
No, that guy should be embarrassed. I mean, I thought
at least he get a yellow for embellishment, and our guy got the second yellow, so he was out.
There'd be no players left in soccer. Soccer is one of those games that they do it so often.
Yep.
I've talked to high level people in soccer, like Soccer Can, and stuff like that, and it's so they do it. It's part of the game.
Yeah, they're trained,
and it actually is a really shit. It is so common now.
Yeah.
Or has been for a while, that is just part of the game.
My daughter used to play soccer, for Lake, back one a few days, and then over to Lake Hill, and it was good soccer.
The women don't do it. The women don't dive. The women don't dive.
Even at the top level, the Canadian national team, it's a good level soccer. And when the Canadians play the Americans, the tensions are so high.
Yeah.
It's like in hockey, right?
That's right, yeah. But, the thing is, too, is that I don't see our Canadian men do it. And I don't, our women don't do it. It seems to be the South American countries more than anything. Mm-hmm. They embellish a lot of that bullshit. And honestly, it should not be a part of the game. It is. No. It's embarrassing to the sport.
And fans whistling. That really annoys me.
Does it? Are you sensitive?
More so than booing, yeah.
Really?
I know whistling, because I guess it's supposed to.
What?
But being North American or British,
something.
There's soccer in South Africa, the vuvuzelas.
Oh, I love it.
Every time I watch the game, there's bumblebees.
I actually went to a game in Scotland, and it was Celtic Rangers, and we were on a bus in Dumbarton, Scotland, and we had to go to Glasgow. And I was supporting the Celtic, which is supposed to be the Catholic version of it. I don't get into that shit, Protestant Catholic, Billy and a Tim, none of that nonsense. But I got to tell you, of all the sporting events I've been to in my life, watching a game, an old firm game, Celtic Rangers at Parkhead, was electric. The chanting, the singing is just absolutely...
Everybody is so into it.
It's I can see how it could be religious because it is their religion, but they take it too far sometimes. So we
have a friend who lives in Manchester. His favorite soccer team is Liverpool.
Yeah, that's my second favorite team.
Don't tell anybody.
No, well,
get killed.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of that, depending on what colors you wear. But they wear the same colors, red, Manchester United. So. But, that was too bad. But the Canadians play today. We're recording this on Sunday, 27th, I think?
Yes.
And this is being recorded today.
Right as the Canadian team is playing.
Today they're playing, yeah.
Yes.
So they just wanted to win at home. But they didn't look like they were they didn't look like right from the start that they were into it.
But in the second half they were.
They had a few chances for sure.
They were down a man.
Yeah.
And he headed one off the crossbar.
They definitely had a couple chances for sure. But Costa Rica's credit, except for that one idiot that went down like he was shot, they played okay. But they had to, right? They had to. They're fighting for a spot.
Draw to get into Qatar or Qatar. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think they had to get ahead of Panama or something.
Yeah.
But
we're still
whatever.
at the top of the table.
Oh, we are? No, we're going to clinch today.
Clinch.
Yeah. So by the time you guys see this out in TV land, Canada's already clinched. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, now what do we want to talk about, Steve?
NASCAR's Road America race is on in Austin, Texas today.
Okay. I know nothing about NASCAR. School me.
I've been watching this series on Netflix called F1 Drive to Survive. What a series.
Really, eh?
It's wonderful. It's behind the scenes of Formula One. And I used to lament Formula One, and I wasn't keen on it because the second place car is 15 seconds behind the first place car. You never saw it. Yet, in this one, it shows they bumping open wheels and horrific crashes. And I don't watch the races for the crashes. I hate to see the crashes.
Yeah.
These are $150,000 cars.
Right.
But the behind the scenes politics, the drivers, and my God, there's some 19, 20-year-old kids driving.
Oh, I know. Is that, what's his face, the English dude, Henry? No, what's his name? Hamilton? Is he still?
Oh, yeah.
He's still the guy?
Oh, yeah, Hamilton, Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis, yeah.
Yeah, this year, or last year, I think he got gypped out of the championship by the FIA, which is the ruling body.
Okay.
Because they said, there's 5 cars that are lapped between you and the first place, and he said you cannot pass them. What the hell?
Why?
Give Verstappen the championship.
Right. Hey, what have you heard about Western Speedway? Is it shutting?
I think it's going to be open this year.
And that's it.
Yeah, they call it Motorsport Park at West Shore.
Oh, I still call it Western Speedway. But apparently, I posted a story on ISN about Western Speedway, and within hours, I was told to remove it or change the name because somebody didn't like. It was called. I can't remember who the email was, but I think it was a family member of whatever. But they said it's not Western Speedway. What's the name of it?
Motorsports Park at West Shore, I think.
Oh Lord.
Or West Shore Motorsports Park.
Yeah, and you know what?
Speedway.
And guess what? I'm going to call it Western Speedway, and I don't give a shit. And here's the other thing: it's Can West Mall.
Yeah,
it's the way it is.
It's like when I was working at CFAX. It couldn't say the Q Center.
I know. We talked about that last. That's foolishness.
What? That's like saying you can't call it Rogers Arena because I go to TELUS, Bell, I work for Bell.
That's foolish.
Whatever. That's
I know,
crap.
foolish. There's too much change going on too fast for me. So this F1 series thing, what part of the season is it in right now? Is it just starting?
It's starting the 5th season now. I just finished watching the 4th season.
Okay.
It's amazing. The camera work is phenomenal. The sound effects are phenomenal.
Wow.
The drivers are phenomenal. You can hear the driver. No holds barred. Effing this, effing that.
Yeah.
And that's the team principals on the radio saying that.
Really?
Why don't we just give them the fucking championship?
What?
Just get these fucking.
These billionaire owners, like it's got to be like football owners or any owner in sport, I would get.
Well,
like who didn't Paul Newman own one of these things?
He did own I think he owned a
Newman Haas.
And Haas is in this series.
Oh, okay.
Gene Haas.
Who's Haas?
Gene Haas.
What does he own? What did he do? What's his claim?
He owns a NASCAR team.
Yeah, but what does he do outside? He's not working. He's not working at McDonald's.
No, Lawrence Stoll is a Canadian billionaire.
Oh, his kid,
Lance Stoll, is driving for him, and he bought Force India because the owner, VJ, I forget his name, had problems financially.
Yeah, he scammed his way into that, didn't he?
And he got extradited from Britain.
Yeah.
Lawrence Stoll bought the team.
What did he do?
Pink cars.
Pink cars, yeah.
Tired one of the races.
But you know what? I originally thought, I guess maybe I do know a little bit, or I've watched too much TV. I don't know, but I thought he just bought that so his kid could race, and it ended up his kid's actually a pretty good driver.
Yeah, well, you can't be in Formula One unless you can drive.
Right, but they weren't really doing much when he bought it, correct?
Piques my attention is Daniel Ricciardo. He started off in Red Bull, Aston Martin Red Bull, then he went over to Renault. And now he's gone to somewhere else, I think.
Where's Hamilton? Is he with?
He's with Mercedes.
Oh, Mercedes. Okay.
Yeah, he's a 5-time champion.
Oh, something like that. It's got to be.
Schumacher was.
Yeah.
But now it's Max Verstappen, who's a Belgian.
Dutch. Who's the Dutch guy? There's always a Dutch guy. They're good drivers.
Belgian. Max Verstappen is from Belgium.
Okay.
Dutch, I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's always a Dutch guy for some reason.
Mexican guys.
Is there? Yeah. Huh.
Of course, Lance Stoll, he's Canadian. It's neat seeing it on the podium. They have the country's flags behind them on the podium.
Yeah.
And there's a Canadian flag.
Has he ever won?
He hasn't won, but he's got it on the podium. He's top.
Oh, has he?
Just the top 3.
Well, still.
Yeah.
That'll keep your sponsors.
Yeah.
What did the dad do? What's his claim to fame? What did he own?
He's a billionaire. I don't know what he does. Lawrence Stoll. Google Lawrence Stoll.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I Googled him once and just said Canadian billionaire, but it didn't say what.
Oh, okay.
Probably in tech.
Probably, yeah, maybe oil.
Well, yeah.
Who knows? Yeah. What else is on your mind?
Hockey.
What about hockey?
The Vancouver Canucks play in Dallas the other night, beat them 4-1. It was a game they had to win because they're fighting Dallas for that wild card spot.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that Toronto played in Montreal.
You know you're not. Stop lying to me. Stop lying on air. We're gonna play this back.
Okay. But my wife and I had to go out to a birthday party. We left. It was 2-1 Canucks, and we had the game on in the radio in the car, and they scored 2 more goals, made it 4-1. I thought, wow,
yeah.
go JT.
Unfortunately, they got 15 more must wins. They have to. Every game's a must win.
Yeah. I think Dallas still has 3 games in hand, or
is it that what it is? Yeah, I don't. And they beat Colorado. I mean, that was like poof.
In Colorado.
I know, right?
And they beat Dallas in Dallas. There was Jamie Benn standing right in front of the goaltender, creating all kinds of havoc.
Yeah.
Attaboy, Jamie.
Yeah, no kidding. Eh? How many more years do you think he's got left?
Oh, lots, I think.
Do you think so? He's still got a lot in the tank?
Yeah, he's still got the burn.
Yeah. But he's getting like.
Yeah, he's at the grand old age of what, 27?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure how old he is, but
which, of course, in professional sports is
at that level, right? Yeah, because he's been
look at Gordie Howe. He played in his 50s.
Specimen. Jagger. I mean, all those guys, right? Not all those guys, because it's very rare. But it's you got to have some sort of stamina.
My friend brought an old magazine over and had the old goaltender on the front. I thought it was Johnny Bauer for a second, or
Jacques Plante.
But the brown pads, no mask.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, those guys they were gutsy.
Well,
you got guys like Bobby Hull cranking up slap shots 100 miles an hour.
Flat sticks though. They were like they had no curve at all. Like later on they did. Yeah. He had a banana. It was a banana. Do you know? I'm going to give you a little trivia question, Duff. Sure. See if you see how you're doing with trivia today. Who is the only player to have won at least 5 Stanley Cups? This individual won 6, but they spelt their name different 5 times. Jacques Plante. Yeah, sometimes J Plante, and then they spell Plante differently. He's on the cup 5 times. He's on the cup 6 times, but 5 times it's spelt different.
Who told you that one? Dick Irvin?
No, Dick Irvin. No.
Mr. Montreal.
No. It's just these random facts are in my head. I don't know why. I can't remember what I did yesterday.
Who was the captain of the Leafs the last time they won the Stanley Cup?
Kennedy.
Dave
Keon, yeah. I don't know. It's something. When's the Leafs going to win a Stanley Cup again? Like, they got ripped off in '93. That should have been Toronto-Montreal final. That would have been something.
Well, the NHL doesn't want Canadian teams in the Cup final.
People say that, but is that how it's? I don't know.
I think the refs are tuned to call games certain ways. It's like wrestling.
Well,
the outcomes are predetermined.
I had Tim Peel on, who was the NHL referee that was fired. He was close to retirement, but I asked him straight out on the podcast. You can look it up. It's on here. And I said, "Did you get fired?" And he goes, "Well, yeah, okay. I texted the guy. I guess I did get fired." And what he did was he got caught on a hot mic saying that he was going to even up the penalty. And he did, to what he called a penalty, to even it up. Wasn't much of a penalty, he said, but I called it. So,
I remember when the CBC experimented with those directional mics.
Yeah.
And thanks to Bobby Clark, they soon canceled the project.
No, I know, right?
As a referee was skating by the edge. What the blank was that, Wally? Whoop, that's good.
I was on I had to go on to CFAX, your old stomping grounds.
Oh, yeah.
With Joe Perkins when he was there. I'm sorry he went over to Czech. I miss him at CTV. Actually, I don't know. I think
he's done a lot for Czech anchoring.
Yeah. He's only been there
because
a
of
year.
him. I watch Czech.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I love Joe. I think Joe's great, but I don't know. It's just when a player gets traded, and he doesn't look good in that. You know what I mean? Like, you just go, "Ooh, that's weird."
I just found out who was at.
Yeah, he's going to CTV.
CTV Vancouver.
Yeah.
And I wrote, "Congrats, but watch your back because it's owned by Bell."
Yeah. Oh, I know.
No sour.
Well, you would know.
No sour grapes.
Well, I think the guy from no sour grapes at all.
But after every year, week after they do their Bell Let's Talk, they fire everybody.
That's something. I wish they wouldn't have started that Bell Let's. Yeah, I know. I wish they would never have. I think that it's the Bell Let's Talk. Certainly has taken a hit because of how they treat people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And And it just goes to show you that it's
it's a strong initiative. It's a very good initiative.
I mean, it's massively important. But when you when you advocate it, and then you affect people's lives over stuff like that. I mean, let's talk. Let's talk.
Yeah.
So, but what were we talking about, Duff? Where were we on here?
Hockey.
Right. Got it. What else do you like in hockey? Like, who do you think's going to take this?
Well, Florida Panthers are supposed to be the hottest team in the NHL right now.
Florida and Colorado.
With these teams from Florida, Tampa Bay Lightning win 2 cups. Florida Panthers are the hottest team. I just want to see a final with a Canadian team in it. And
well, I think you might get your wish, because I don't know of a team stronger in Canada right now than the Calgary Flames.
Yeah, they beat.
I'll tell you.
I thought last shot wins.
They have everything, and Sutter he's just. I could listen to. If there's one person in the NHL I would go for a beer with, it is Sutter, just to hear his stories.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said about the guy when he had to go get stitched up? The guy's classic. He goes, he was pissed off. It took 33 minutes to stitch this guy up to get him back on the ice, when he says he can do a pig and a cow in 10 minutes. He said, on his farm at home, he can.
They're all the same. The farm is their hockey rink.
Well, but it's just like only you gotta love hockey for that.
Yeah.
But let me tell you this: what about that little boy, the 4-year-old with Brink? Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
You know something?
In the dressing room with them, and they all gave him a fist bump and everything. And
just the national anthem, everything. It's just, I mean, I honestly, I haven't cried, and this is no ego.
And Zach Cassian gives him a helmet or something, and I thought, Zach Cassian, he's a toughie, and he was melting our hearts.
I cried. Yeah. I honestly, when I watched the video, I went, holy shit, I think I'm going to cry. I haven't cried yet. And it's not macho or whatever. It was genuinely, I didn't expect it.
And he was in a team photo, and there's Connor McDavid standing right beside him. I thought,
that's his buddy. That's his best.
That is cool.
That's his, that's why hockey's the greatest. I'll tell you right now. It's one of those moments that I've seen it before.
Transcends the game.
I've seen it before. He's not the first little boy to have it, and I've seen it before. And I don't know what it was about this little guy.
I know. It's a brain tumor or something.
Yeah.
And there was that little girl in St. Louis the year they won the cup.
And that was and
They're heart-wrenching stories.
I know, right? Whatever happened to our girl that was collecting pennies?
Oh, Janice?
Yeah, whatever happened?
I think Janice is now Mikey or something.
But still fundraising?
I'm not sure. But transgender.
Yeah.
I'm friends on Facebook with her folks.
Okay.
And it's funny because his dad, I should say, was my physio when I had my, after I had a motorcycle accident. He was my physio at the Esquimalt.
Is that what he does? Is there
in Sedroff,
Okay.
At the time. I think he's retired now.
Yeah.
I was in the pool with the weights and the big lead boots and the paddles and doing physio. Thanks, Dennis.
What do you like about sports in this town? What is it that
I don't know. Sometimes I think sports here, the people here don't deserve the sports they have because they just follow when they win. And I don't like that. I think you should follow them regardless. And,
100%.
Yeah. I don't like seeing the Grizzlies games near empty arenas.
No.
And I think that's a darn fine brand of hockey that people are missing.
Yeah.
I want to see the Royals. I don't want to go downtown.
No.
Even then, the Royals are good, but they have trouble putting people in the ring sometimes.
The Panthers are up 2-0 on Oceanside. I gotta cheer for Oceanside just because of the underdog. Like I'm a Leaf fan, Steve. So hello.
I'm a Canucks fan.
I know, but you know what? If you've had success over the last 10 years, I haven't. But having a team from up, I don't know what it is with me. I love teams from up island. I really, really root for them. I really do, and I love the fact when they can come in and beat teams down here. I don't know why. It's not that I hate Victoria. Don't get here comes the emails, and I can see the dislikes on ISN coming now and whatever. It's nice to see teams that don't get the exposure or recognition.
Before the COVID thing came, I went to the South Island Junior B Hockey Championship.
Yeah.
It was in the Esquimalt, the Victoria Cougars against the Campbell River Storm. And our friend's son is goaltender for the Campbell River Storm. So we were cheering for CR.
Yeah.
And they won.
Campbell River's actually one of the teams that actually does well all the time.
And I thought, wow. And the guy who got winning goal was he was a tough guy, a guy you wouldn't think would score.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow. And it was so cool.
I don't know what it is. I just feel that the Up Island teams just miss out sometimes,
I guess they don't have the support. The
no, and I like
coverage.
And that's why I like giving them so I have an attraction there for that, and I love nothing more than when I get these stories coming in. I'm like, yeah, just because for that reason that there's really not a lot up there.
You don't get the big media or the big publicity. So
right,
good on them.
Are you excited for soccer? Have you been to a PFC game?
I went, just before COVID.
Yep.
Thank you, Brad Norris Jones. But our seats were crappy. They were in the sun. We were in the smoke, purple and yellow smoke, whatever. In the rooting section.
Oh, you're with the hooligans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my wife wasn't too pleased, so she left at halftime.
Noise.
And I left just afterwards. I walked home from the stadium. And
right.
Just as I was walking by Princess Auto, I heard the cheer. So they tied it up at 1-1 and win 2-1.
It's too loud for you?
No, I like it.
Yeah, no, okay.
I guess I was supporting my wife.
Right. Of course, man. And good on you. Well, you should. Now, just so you know, that the next time you want to go to a game.
Yeah. I'll tell Brad. I don't want to sit in the cheap seats. I want to sit.
No, get him to give you. I was just going to say, get him to give you his VIP thing.
Yeah,
he's got a suite upstairs.
I know.
Like so, Brad Norris Jones, and here's the thing. Here's the thing with Brad Norris Jones too. He's talking like an English guy now. Like he's using all the British football lingo, and I'm like, I called him the other day, and I said, enough of that lingo there, bud. Like it's just so that's the banter we have back and forth with Brad.
He's talking with an accent, is he?
He almost is now. It's like get stuck in.
Crocky, mate.
Get in. Well, that's Australian. That's Australian. You got
Crocky,
going.
Mate, shut your gob.
But just shut your gob. Yeah. He almost has a little British twang now. Yeah. He's a baseball guy and he's talking.
It's like when Carl Valentine was coaching the Whitecaps back in the day, and I'm not used to seeing that accent come out of that bloke.
Yeah. Well, Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis was. I grew up in Cambridge, Ontario. Galt. It's called Cambridge now, and Lennox Lewis was from Kitchener, and. When he fought in the Olympics for Canada, and then went pro in England, within a week he was talking with this Cockney accent. I'm like, what happened here? What just happened?
Is the mayor of Kiev the former world heavyweight boxing champion, Vladimir Klitschko?
No, he is a mayor. He is actually a mayor. Yes. I just found that out.
Going to ring against Putin.
Oh, yeah.
Settle it that way.
Yeah. Is it? I don't. I. You know what? I'm so. This is what happened to me. What's on my mind this week, Duff? This is what's on my mind this week. What was that assembly that Trudeau had to go to? If it was at the UN, the national whatever.
I know, and
he got. Remember we were talking, you hated the protest, and I said, last week, I said, hang on, Duff, hang on.
I don't hate the right to protest, I just hate what
but,
was,
I get
the town hostage.
Well, you know what? It showed, and this is what I said.
I think authority should have looked after it. Like they did here. The Victoria PD closed off the streets around the ledge. They went up to Campbell River.
No, I get it, but what I'm referring to is when I did watch TV this week, and it was on the news. It was these global leaders lambasting Trudeau, saying you are a disgrace. Get rid of your presence. We shouldn't even have. Like he just got vilified, and rightfully so, because the way he treats it. If you disagree with him at any level, the Victorian Ship, and this guy this guy rips our citizens apart, our fellow citizens, right? And no matter what,
be gone.
Well, the thing is this: is that we can all say we're proud Canadians, but we have to. support each other, and whatever it is that we, it's just because we disagree doesn't mean that, so it was the fact that what the protesters did was put Canada on the map globally.
Yep.
And expose this little prick for what he is, a dictator, because he is like, he is an absolute scumbag. I can't stand the guy.
What gets me is these hearings in the States for the Supreme Court. And this woman, she's a black woman.
Yeah.
And pigs like Ted Cruz are grilling her. That you don't have any right to grill anybody, you piece of crap.
Yeah.
He went to Mexico while the pandemic was on, and he said, "Oh, I didn't know."
Yeah. Well, didn't we have got people here in Canada that went to Mexico and went? But
I got city councillors in Victoria that did that.
I don't think it was youngs. I think it was some leaders here in town and business that went got snuck over. I think there was a couple politicians that went over.
Well, there was one in Machosen. They went away when we weren't supposed to.
I guess. I mean, I think people have to.
I just don't like when people think they're above the law.
Was it law?
Or above the rules.
Was it rules?
Yeah.
Something? I honestly believe at first, nothing made if I go back to this COVID thing, and I know whatever, but I don't think even at the very start of it, because we're on an island.
Yes.
And it just didn't seem right to me at first when we could have just shut everything down for 2 weeks. Because at first we were told it's just 2 weeks. Yeah. After 2 weeks, it's gone.
Well, look at New Zealand. They closed their borders and they didn't have any for it. Now it's one of the hot spots.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? I think, to be honest, looking back at it now, I think we didn't know, and we shouldn't have been saying the stuff we were saying because it was misinformation. It was we were guessing, and I think the world was guessing because we didn't know.
Yeah.
So, but at least come out and say, actually, this is a first for us guys. So we're just gonna have to bear with
Mixed
this.
Messages all over the place.
Oh, massive. Yeah. So it was very confusing for a lot of people, and a lot of people after a while just stopped listening. They were tuning out. It was just deaf ears everywhere. And I actually believe, Steve, that they had a point. It was just enough's enough. Okay, if this is the way it's going to be, we're going to have to just live with it.
I was saying last night to friends, I really enjoyed the first couple of weeks of the pandemic because the streets were empty.
I know. You love empty.
Everybody was staying.
You love empty and no noise.
Yeah, no traffic.
Perfect.
The gas prices are ridiculous. No traffic. There's still traffic.
Gas. Yeah, I put $80 in my little car. Yeah. And I got to 3/4.
That's almost on my mind. That's also on my mind is this little rebate that the government says they're going
to $110?
Yeah.
Stick it up your ass.
Well, I say it's better than poking the eye with a sharp stick.
Sure, I guess so. But I mean, stop the carbon tax.
It's the 3/4 of a tank to get. And Mike Shaw, the political analyst at Czech, says, yeah, because ICBC's been gouging us. They got this big surplus. They can afford to pay it.
You think? The casinos, the this, the that. Yeah. I mean, here's what I know about politicians. And your buddy Horgan, same thing, right? I've never met a poor one. Ever. So,
But Horgan, to his credit, lives in Machosen on the border of Langford.
You know something?
Pretty ordinary house.
I have to say that of all of them, I would have to say that he's probably the most upstanding and honest one. And he's not. The thing that I like about Horgan, he will answer questions. He doesn't duck. And he's out in public, and he will take the time to answer all questions. He doesn't hide like that little bitch in Ottawa. He doesn't hide.
He's not like John is because I talked to him privately, off the record, and he says,
"No, he's one of us."
For the people of British Columbia,
he's one of us.
Wow.
Yeah, no, he's one of us for sure. Yeah. And I but I also think that he could be a little bit more honest and transparent of who's actually really running. Like,
John, if you're out there watching. I want you on my show.
Yeah, 100%. What's on your mind this week with John Horgan? Yeah, that would be great. Cool. Yeah. Where I get my hair cut, she cuts his hair.
I'm trying to get Doug Kobayashi to come on.
Who's that?
He's a Colwood councillor. I believe he's going to run for mayor.
Of City? Victoria?
Of Colwood.
Of Colwood.
So okay. Grill him. What about sidewalks on my street? What,
yeah.
Twice a day, all the minivans and SUVs are parking on both sides of the street, dropping off little Johnny to say, because the school that's behind our backyard has doubled its catchment. So there's twice as many students. So little Johnny's going to get hit by a car that's going down the street.
Well, let's hope not.
At least put curbs in.
Something, yeah.
Because they're parking in our ditch. And
well, who's the mayor now of Colwood?
Rob. He reminds me of a used car salesman. Rob Martin.
Rob Martin? Yeah. Get him on. We'll drill him.
Yeah.
Eh? Anything else, Mr. Duffy, before we wrap up on this week's episode?
What bugs me is they'll say, we don't have the budget. We had the budget to change every street sign in the district.
Yeah.
From white to blue.
What was the reason for that? Oh, because Langford's white?
I don't know.
Yeah, the only way I could tell is Victoria from Saanich is one's green, one's green, one's blue.
Harder to read.
The Squimalt's white.
Yeah. When I have to look at a street sign, that's dangerous.
Because you're getting old.
Oh. You've been talking to my wife.
What else? Did you have anything else before we wrap this week 2 episode?
I think that's about
Is that enough for now?
Something for next time.
So we're going to leave something for next week? Leave it on the table?
Yeah.
Mr. Duffy, that was great. Thank you very much
What's on Your Mind, Duff, episode 2.
No! Fuck's sake. What's on your mind this week, Duff? Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, well, thanks.
I'm going to pick it.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I bet you we do this every week. All right, folks, that's another episode 2 in the books of What's on Your Mind this week. Duff, thanks for joining. See you soon.